Well, hello everyone and welcome back to the Lighthouse Online. It's so great to see you all again. But we're going to have a fun afternoon together, squeezed full of songs, games, special guests and a Bible talk as we explore the fifth part of our series of the Wonder of Easter and find out what happens to Jesus after he died on the cross, which we saw last week. I wonder, did he stay dead? Or is there more to the story? We'll find out more about that later on. It's now time for your videos. First up, Jack's mum Hayley has a message for us.
Hello Lighthouse, it's Hayley here. Hello to all the lifeboats and everybody else, of course. Jack says hello, and I've also got my little friend here, Chick. So just following on from what Laura was saying last week, I had a little bit of an investigate about hot cross buns because she really got me interested. Did you know that the spices in a hot cross bun is actually to represent embalming? And anybody who's done any schoolwork on the Egyptians will know that embalming is used when you bury somebody. And this represents the spices that were used to embalm Jesus. And so I went on a little bit further and had a look at some other things. And I looked at why we eat chocolate eggs. Did you know that the hard shell around a chocolate egg represents a tomb? And the egg with the emerging chick represents Jesus. He's kind of cute, isn't he? Say hello, Chick. Hello. Well, I hope you're all well and staying safe and you're not getting bored and driving Mum and Dad crazy. But yeah, you take care and we'll see each other soon. Bye.
Some very interesting facts about the hot cross bun and the Easter egg. Thanks for that, Hayley. Well, if you want to take part in our Say Hello section next week, get your grown-up to send us a video of you saying hello with a short message and maybe you can be in it next week. Now, I set you some challenges, didn't I, last week? Let's see how you got on with them. Well, Zach and Esther have been really busy learning that memory verse I asked you to learn. Let's take a look.
Hello, we are here and ready for the two challenges today. We've got Zach, give us a wave, and Esther, yay. So our first challenge, we are going to do the Bible verse that was set. So Esther, how does it start?
Okay.
Jesus
answered
him
that you will be with me. No, truly I tell the truth that you will be with me in paradise.
Yeah! High fives! High five! Yeah!
Well done, guys. That was fantastic. Great job. And Esther and her dad have also given the swap challenge a real good go. Let's see how they got on.
That's one. Two.
You were thinking.
Three. Yes. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. That's close. 8. 9. 10. Oh, come on. 11. 12. Oh, 12. Well done.
Oh my god.
12? Wow, fantastic. Great job, guys. Well done. But Reese has also given that challenge a go with his mum. Well, let's see how many swaps they managed to do.
Start swapping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19!
19. That's amazing. A good effort from both of you. Thanks so much for sending in those videos. And we've got lots more challenges for you this week, which I'll be telling you about a little later on. Now, the only person from the Lighthouse that I've heard has got a birthday coming up is Jack's mum, Hayley, who we heard from earlier on. It's her birthday on Friday, so let's sing happy birthday to her together now from everyone at the Lighthouse.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Hayley. Happy birthday to you.
Well, if it is your birthday soon or you've just had a birthday, ask your grown-up to let me know so that we can celebrate your birthday together at the Lighthouse Online. Perhaps they could send me a picture of your cake or something that you did which was special to celebrate your birthday. We'd love to celebrate with you at the Lighthouse Online. Well, now it's time for our game. Now, this game is called Listen. Paul is going to make some noises using different objects and you have to guess what the object is. Now, you won't be able to see what the object is because it will be off screen. Can you guess what they are by their sound? Okay, here's the first one. Wonder what was that? Any ideas? Okay, Paul, can you reveal to us what the object was?
It was sellotape.
Sellotape. Okay, here's the second one. Have a listen. Can you guess what that was? Made me jump. Any ideas? Okay, let's reveal it.
It was a balloon being popped.
Oh, well done if you guessed that one. It was a bit of a fright, wasn't it? Okay, number 3. Have a listen. Ooh, wonder what that was. Any ideas? Okay, here's the reveal.
It was a candle being blown out.
A candle being blown out. Okay, number 4. Have a listen. It's a tricky one, isn't it? Any ideas? Okay, here's a reveal.
So it's quite difficult, it was a packet of biscuits, custard creams, being rustled. But you might have said crisps, which is kind of similar because it sounds the same.
Okay, so crisp packet, biscuit packet. Well done if you got that right. And here is number 5. Oh, what's that, I wonder? Any ideas? Okay, let's reveal the sound. It was a shaker. If you said maybe rice being shaked or anything like that being shook, then well done. Okay, and here is the last one, number 6. Tricky one. Wonder what that was. Okay, let's reveal the sound.
So it was a jar, in this case of hot chocolate, being opened.
Oh, well done. Well done if you managed to guess any of those sounds. They were quite tricky, weren't they? Well done if you guessed correctly, as some of those were really tricky, weren't they? Now, it was tricky because you could hear the sounds, but you couldn't see what the object was until Paul revealed it to you. Well, in today's story, we will find out that Jesus was dead, but now he's alive. He wanted his friends to see him again. So he came and walked along with them, and he even went to their house for tea. Well, they could see him with their eyes and hear him with their ears, but they didn't recognise him. It was like they were wearing a blindfold. They didn't know it was Jesus until he revealed himself to them and showed them who he really was. Let's listen carefully to the story now. Well, in this series, we are looking at the most important moments in the Easter story. Now, last week, we saw that as Jesus died on the cross, he swapped people's sin. Now, you can remember what sin stands for, can't you? Shove off God, I'm in charge, no to your rule. Well, Jesus swaps that, which leads to death, for his perfection, which leads to life forever in heaven. This was true for the criminal that trusted that Jesus was his only hope, the only one who could save him. And it's true for everyone else who believes that Jesus is their rescuer. Well, after Jesus died on the cross, he was put in a tomb. His friends were very sad, and they were confused. They thought that Jesus was God's king, but now he was dead. They thought all hope was lost. 2 sad days went past and nothing happened. Then as the sun came up on that 3rd day, on Sunday morning, 2 of Jesus' friends went to the tomb, but they found it empty. His body was gone. Where had it gone? Well, then an angel appeared, and the angel told the women that Jesus was alive. Could this really be true? Was Jesus dead or alive? Well, Jesus had definitely died on the cross. So how could it be possible for Jesus to be alive now? Well, we're going to hear the story about 2 men who were walking along a road when Jesus suddenly appeared and he started to walk next to them. Will they recognise him? Let's find out. Well, that same day, 2 of Jesus' friends were going to a town named Emmaus. They were talking about everything that had happened to them and everything that had happened to Jesus, and they felt sad. While they were talking, Jesus himself appeared and began to walk along with them. But they were not allowed to recognise Jesus. Jesus said,
What are these things that you're talking about while you walk along?
Well, the 2 friends stopped. Their faces were very sad. One answered, You must be the only one in Jerusalem that does not know what's been happening. Jesus said to them,
What are you talking about?
The friend said, Well, it's about Jesus of Nazareth. He was sent from God to do and say lots of powerful things. He calmed storms at sea. He healed a paralysed man, and the man could jump and run about. Well, he fed 5,000 people, more than 5,000, with just 5 loaves of bread and only 2 fish. Well, he healed a blind man, and he walked on water, and he brought his friend who had died back to life, and he turned water into wine. Wow. He told so many amazing stories too. But the Romans, well, they had swords, they took him away, they judged him, and they put him on the cross to be killed. He was nailed to the cross, and he died. But we were hoping that he would free God's people and beat the Romans. We thought that he was God's promised rescuing king. But now he's dead. Well, it's now the 3rd day since it happened. And today some women that we know told us some amazing things. They said early this morning when they went to the tomb, they looked for Jesus, but they did not find his body. They came and told us that they'd seen a vision of angels, and the angels had said that Jesus was alive. So some of our group, well, they rushed down to the tomb too. They found it just as the women had said, but they did not see Jesus. Then Jesus said to them,
You seem confused. Let me tell you what it says in the scriptures. It was always God's plan from the very start that the Christ would die on a cross for people's sin, but rise again on the third day, beating death forever. People like Moses and David and all of the prophets have been saying this for thousands of years. It's all in here.
Well, they came near the town of Emmaus, where they lived. But Jesus, he kept on walking. And they begged him, "Stay with us. It's late. It's almost night." So he went in to stay with them. Jesus sat down with them and he took some bread. He gave thanks for the food and divided it. And then he gave it to them. And then what a surprise they got. They realised it was Jesus. They were so surprised. I wonder, how would you have felt if you had been there eating supper with Jesus? Well, they said, now we know he's not dead, but he's truly alive. But as soon as they saw who Jesus was, he disappeared. They said to each other, "Wow, wasn't it exciting when he explained the true meaning of the scriptures to us?" Well, me and you, we can't sit down to eat bread with Jesus, can we? But we can hear what it says about Jesus in the Bible, can't we? And Christians believe that we can hear Jesus speaking to us through the Bible from the very beginning all the way to the very end. And the whole of the Bible tells us that Jesus is alive. And one day, those that have trusted in Jesus will see him again in heaven, or when he comes back to reign and to rule as king forever. So, how did the story end? Well, the friends then said, "Quick, we've no time to lose. Let's go back to Jerusalem and tell the others." They rushed back and they told the others what had happened on the road and how they had recognised Jesus when he divided the bread. And Peter was there too, and he told them how he had also seen Jesus that day too. Wow, amazing. Well, Jesus had showed himself to many people on Easter Sunday, and he appeared to more and more and more people over the next 40 days, proving that he really was alive and that he'd really beaten death. This proved that Jesus' promise was true, that if people trusted in him, they'd be able to live with him forever too. Death didn't win, but Jesus did. He is powerful over death. This is the miracle and the good news of Easter. And just like Jesus' friends told others about him, if you believe in that story too, if you think it's true, then it's your job to tell others that Jesus is alive. Well, I hope you were listening carefully to that story because, as usual, I have some questions for you. Okay, get ready, thinking caps on. Question number 1. Where were the two friends walking to? Where were they walking? Well done if you said Emmaus. Question number 2. How were they feeling as they walked along? Well done if you said sad or confused. Number 3, can you remember anything that they said about Jesus? What amazing things did he do and what happened to him? Hopefully you're listing some of those things that we've talked about in the Lighthouse right now. I've got 7. How many can you get? Okay, here are the answers. Well, he fed over 5,000 people with just 5 loaves of bread and only 2 fish. And he healed the paralysed man who jumped for joy. He healed the blind man and he could see again. He turned water into wine. He calmed the storm and the storm stopped. He walked on water and he was killed on the cross. Okay, question number 4. How did Jesus show them who he was? This is a bit of a tricky one. Here come the answers. Well done if you said something like this. By explaining the scriptures to them. God's great rescue plan, which is written all through the Bible. And here's the last question. Question number 5. How can you be sure that Jesus is alive? Have a think. How can you be sure? Well done if you thought something like this. By reading the Bible and seeing how Jesus was spoken about since long ago, since the beginning. And also reading the different eyewitness accounts that saw Jesus alive after he died on the cross, just like the story that we did today. And perhaps you could even ask Jesus to open your eyes and to reveal to you who he is. Just like Jesus opened the eyes of the 2 friends in today's story and showed them who he really was. Well done everyone for giving that a go. Some interesting questions and hopefully some interesting answers. I hope you had a good think about those ones. Great job. Well, it's nearly time to say goodbye for this week, but before we go, we have 2 challenges for you. Now, if you do complete a challenge, and I'd love if your grown-ups at home could take a photo or video of it and send it to me, and then I can include it next week. Well, challenge number 1 is, in today's story, Jesus' friends didn't recognise them, even though they could see and hear him. It was like they were wearing blindfolds. Well, challenge 1 is a blindfold challenge. Now, you have to wear a blindfold. You could use a scarf to improvise. And then somebody, maybe a grown-up at home or your brother or sister, has to find an object and give it to you to guess. Now, first of all, the person just describes it to you, so you can't feel it. And then they'll give it to you to feel, but you've still got the blindfold on. Can you guess what the item is before actually seeing it? Well, Paul and I are going to have a go to show you. So come on, Paul. Put on the blindfold, please.
Okay, right, let's have a look.
Now, I've chosen an item for him to guess. He doesn't know what it is.
Okay.
So, clue number 1. This item tastes yummy.
Let's go for a curry.
It's not a curry.
No.
We sometimes eat it at Easter time.
I know, a hot cross bun.
It's not a hot cross bun. Okay, one more clue. It is sometimes wrapped up. Do you know? I'm going to give it to you to feel as well. Okay. See if you know what it could be. So it's wrapped up. Eat it. It's yummy.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think 90% sure this is an Easter egg. Okay,
reveal. You can take your blindfold off. Is he right? Yes, he got that one right. Well, I'm sure you guys can do much better than us. See how many objects you can guess correctly. Give it a go. And if you can get your grown-up at home to take a photo of your blindfold challenge or a video and send it to me, I can show it next week. That would be great. Well, challenge number 2 then is a craft. Now, in our story today, the tomb was empty because Jesus had come back to life. Well, we're going to make a Jesus is Alive paper cup too. Now, you will need a paper cup. Now, I've got this one here. A plain one will be better. This is patterned. If you don't have a paper cup, you could use an empty yogurt pot, but make sure you wash it out and dry it first. And you're also going to need a lolly stick or a straw. If you don't have a lolly stick or a straw, you could use an old pen or pencil. Right, well, the first thing to do once you've got these 2 items is to draw your Jesus puppet onto some cards. Now, I've just drawn a stick man. Here he is, something very simple. That would be fine. If you have a printer, you could print out a cartoon picture of Jesus, but a stick man is fine. Once you've drawn it, cut it out carefully, and there's your puppet. The next thing to do is to take your straw or your lolly stick or your pen or pencil and tape the Jesus puppet onto the top. So you'll need a bit of sellotape. I'm going to do that right now. Just a little bit of sellotape to stick him on. There we go. Okay, I have now made my Jesus puppet. The next thing you need to do is get your grown-up to help you make a hole with a pair of scissors in the bottom of your paper cup or yogurt pot. You'll need a grown-up to help you. Then all you need to do is put your Jesus puppet through the hole so the straw goes through, pull it all the way down to hide Jesus. Now this is like he's in the tomb, but then if you push it up, well, you can see that Jesus comes back to life because he came out of the grave. And then you've pretty much finished. All you need to do now is decorate your tomb. If it's a plain cup, you could even draw the stone on that came away from the entrance. Or I've got flowers already on this, but you could add some flower stickers or draw some flowers with felt tips because it was in a garden, the tomb where Jesus was laid. So I'm just going to add some stickers, extra stickers onto mine. I found a bee one here, which is quite good, isn't it? So I'm going to put that because he would be in the garden. And also got some ladybird ones here as well. I'm going to put some of those on because they might be in the garden as well where the tomb is. And I've got an extra flower one here as well. Look, that's quite good, isn't it? So I'm going to put that on near the ladybirds. Okay, so decorate it however you want, and then you have made your Jesus, he is risen, paper cup tomb. Well done. Okay, so if you've made this, do make sure that you send it to me and we can show it next week at the Lighthouse Online. That would be great if you could get a grown-up to take a photo or video. Well, if you'd like to hear another true story of when some friends saw Jesus alive on that first Easter Sunday, then why not join us for Families at 4 this Easter Sunday at 4 p.m. And there'll also be some more games and songs and challenges for you to join in with then too. Well, it's nearly time for us to say goodbye for today, but before we do, we're going to finish with a song. Now, we started learning this one when we could still all meet together. It's called He Has Risen by Awesome Cutlery, and it's all about the story that we've heard today, when Jesus rose from the dead. Well, I'll be doing the actions and Paul's going to play guitar and sing. Make sure you're trying your best to join in at home. Let's go.
One day when Jesus was alone with his disciples, he told them of the things to come. The Son of Man will die but rise up 3 days later. They didn't understand it. What did he say? On that third day, Jesus, he has risen. Death is not the end. Jesus, he has risen to the throne. He's coming back to reign. One day they nailed him to a cross outside the city. They crucified him with 2 thieves. One said, Lord, please remember me when in your kingdom. All those who trust the Son have eternal life. Today with me in paradise. Jesus, he has risen. Death is not the end. Jesus, he has risen to the throne. He's coming back to reign. for his stars so they could see death was defeated. Jesus had died, was buried, the greatest cost. Jesus gave all to save the lost. Jesus, he has risen, death is not the end. Jesus, he has risen to the throne, he's coming back. Jesus, he has risen, death is not the end. Jesus, he has risen to the throne, he's coming back to reign.
Wow, well, thank you very much for joining us for the Lighthouse Online this week. We hope you've enjoyed it. Tune in next Wednesday to find out what happens to Jesus next. I wonder, if Jesus is really alive, then where is he now? Tune in next week to find out. Well, have a great Easter, everyone. We want to wish you happy Easter. Bye, see you